Heard of, and the Pentecostal crowd treated us the commonest. They were the worst. The first Sunday we went, I didn't go out there the first, but they be up by the church.
They were upset though.
They were upset because Myrtle was leading. She was a ringleader of the church, singing and everything.
Yeah. She must have had to really. I'm sure she thought about it and prayed a lot before she did go.
Anyhow, we got the Jim Walter home fixed it. But before that, when we were going to the Pentecostal church, I went to bed one night. I don't know whether it was a dream or vision or what, but the Lord showed me that church just like it is now. Showed me, and it was sitting just like that in the road, just like it, and there wasn't no road out there. Nowhere, no house out there. But I went to bed that night and I dreamed. I say it's a dream, but anyway, the next morning I got up. I knew. I told it in the Pentecostal church. I told them about it. I saw that road going that way, like that, just the way that is now, Mullins Drive. Me and my mother and Myrtle were walking toward the west, toward the church. And I looked, and there was a church just like that, side to the road and everything. The road went down that way, like good Bobby Lee Road, and that kind of. There was a pool on that corner. And Maggie was sitting on the pool, and somebody else, with their feet in the water. My brother was standing in the middle of the road. It went down that way. My mother was on that side, and Myrtle was on that side of me. And when we got right here by that road, you know where that house is on that side? Whose is it? Azadini. Yeah. Azadini house. It wasn't that then. It's a brick house now. Mm-hmm. My mother done like that with her arm for us to look. And we turned around and she disappeared. My mother disappeared because she wasn't living then. Wow. She had died. And we turned around and there's a big canal down there. And in it was a roar, the water would go in the fastest. A big ditch. Water would go in the fastest. Old car parts, old washing machines, all kinds of debris in it. Trees and everything going by. And I looked up on the other side of it, and there was a wall of diamonds, all kinds of jewelry, all colors of I told you this, I believe. Sparkling jewels. Prettiest you've ever seen. Right on the edge of it, like that. Right on the edge. Like this. That kind of. And I said, Lord, what does that mean? And he said, that is the glory of the Lord. Before you see the glory of the Lord, you got to go through this ditch. Wow. I told them to Pentecostal church. And we did. We had the most persecution. They made up songs about Myrtle, anyway. Oh, wow. Bad. Oh, dear. Anyway, the first Sunday, I didn't go out there to Sunday school because, why she started having Sunday school out there. She was going to have just fellowship meetings for all people. That's written on the side of the church, front. Mm-hmm. It's Refuge Fellowship Church for all people.
From any of the churches could come?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nobody didn't join it.
Right.
Nobody didn't belong to it. It was everybody's church. For all of them to come pray, to get together, mm-hmm. and love each other. Mm-hmm. Because there's so much pulling apart. You remember that, don't you, honey? Talking about each other and everything. Anyhow, her mama belonged to the Pentecostal church too. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, and Daddy too.
But you didn't go out there that first Sunday.
Oh yeah, I didn't go. Myrtle says, I was in the Pentecostal church on the island. I was a secretary and treasurer of the Women's Auxiliary. Wow. And Myrtle said, don't you go tomorrow. You know, the first Sunday. She said, she said, you stay here so you can resign. Right, Monday night. Mm-hmm. Telling it. So I didn't go that first Sunday. Mm-hmm. so I stayed there, but she wasn't going to have Sunday school, but her son, one of her sons, Tommy Yeomans. She has two sons, Tommy and Jean, Donnie Jean. Anyway, Jean lives to Marshallburg, and Tommy lives to Otway now. But anyhow, Tommy told her, said, Mama, if you'll have Sunday school, it would mean Libby will go.
Oh.
So she had Sunday school, so they'd go.
I see.
Started Sunday school. The first Sunday, I believe they said there was 14 out there. Anyhow, people would come and get saved, but the road was just as, so they had just cut the road. It was low land back there. The water would stand. The cars would get stuck all the time.
Oh, dear.
They had my brother and Ari Lewis went out there to Ari Lewis. Then and Perry, and they'd had to go their days and take some rollers and roll it, the water off the,
Oh, my goodness.
the red side. Me and Sister Myrtle used to go out there and rake pines straight and put in them reds, tar tracks. Now, you know, that done a lot of good. And we'd carry little buckets of shells there.
Oh, goodness.
Work all day long like that.
Make it the road better.
Yeah. And the men, we got there and pray nights, and the men would come out there. Didn't have many men. Are in bed, you know. Johnny Williams, and we come, built seats. Anyway, they built the seats, and we'd go out there and pray nights, and they'd build seats. Building seats, not this church we got now, the little one.
The little one.
Yeah, and
Who played music when it first started up?
Myrtle.
Myrtle played the piano.
She's the best player on the island, her and her sister,
Yeah.
River Pearl. Anyhow, anybody will tell you that. But anyhow, people started coming from the other churches. Oh, but Pentecostal church, they still didn't like it. You know, they're still hurt, I guess. But anyway, some of them didn't come. But anyway, they on Sunday evening, we didn't have no prayer meeting on Wednesday nights on the kind of interfering with the other churches.
That's right.
If you see one of the island cookbooks, I read about the history of the church.
Yeah, I have one.
I wrote that in the church.
Oh.
Anyway, they didn't have no meeting on Wednesday night, no prayer meeting on account of the other churches didn't want to interfere with them. They had it on Friday night.
Ah.
So they come from all the churches. Then Sunday evening they'd have meeting. They'd get a preacher from the different churches on the island in Beaufort and everywhere. And they'd come and preach on Sunday evening. They cried there.
Yeah, all different. So it sort of helped pull churches together that way.
Yeah. So people would come out there and get saved, and Myrtle always say, young ones, go to your you come here and get saved and go to your church, your Methodist church. You know, wherever you want to, you don't have to stay here. And we stayed like that a long time anyway. And ours started building up. And now I believe we got more members than anybody on the, or more that goes out than anybody.
How?
The Mormons might have more than we got.
When did now it's more that people come just to that church, right? They come and that's their church. When do you think it changed, or was it just a gradual?
Oh, we used to go out there and pray. I'd get him 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. We'd lay on the floor and pray, and we'd pray that the Lord. She'd say, Myrtle would say, young ones, pray that the Lord will fill up all the other churches first, and then He can come to us. And He did, and they started getting saved out there and to go into the other churches, and then they got started. People got saved, stay out there. So.
And then, when did her grandson? Did her son preach at all?
Yeah.
Is it Perry Guthrie? You were telling me was a
No.
preacher.
Perry Guthrie was a preacher.
That's right. And then her son preached.
Tommy.
Was that? No, that's not Manley Jr.'s father. No, I thought Manley.
And then Manley Jr.
And how long has he been preacher?
7 years, I believe he said.
Yeah.
I believe he said Sunday night he'd been there 7 years.
Wow.
And he just graduated from high school. The kind was just as he was backward, the kind of way that he couldn't talk to nobody, wouldn't face you. First he started playing when Tommy was preaching, Tommy's son, Chris Yeomans. He's a teacher at Smyrna in school now. Him and his wife too. Anyway, he used to play the guitar. And Manny Jr. wanted to play the drums the worst. And it took him the longest to learn. He couldn't hardly learn.
Wow.
And now, honey, he knows how to play the drums and the guitar and piano, organ, anything. Bonnie didn't know how to play nothing. The Lord's give him all that talent. And his wife, too.
That's great.
So, me and Perry's mother, I told you, we had the store over there, and we had a truck. I meant to show you that.
Was this after your husband came back
Yeah,
to the island?
Yeah,
That you had the
after
store?
he retired. We bought the store over there. They wanted to sell it, and we decided to buy it. Anyhow, he there's a truck right there.
Oh yeah.
Me and Perry's mother, Letty, used to go down the road and pick up bottles. We'd take the bottle crates out of our store, put them in the back of the truck, fill it full. Then we'd go all over the island everywhere looking for bottles, Pepsi bottles. Carried the Pepsi bottling company to Moorhead.
Wow.
Used to carry them out there and sell them for money for the church.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot of work.
I think it is.
Yeah.
We go along the shore and everywhere on the island looking for bottles. Carry them to that Moorhead to the Pepsi-Cola bottling company. So.
Did they have different trios at Myrtle's church? Did they have different people singing over the years?
Yeah. Perry's wife, me and Perry's wife in Myrtle used to sing. And Myrtle and Donnie Jean and me used to sing.
Wow.
And Tommy and Libby and Myrtle used to sing. And Donnie Jean and his wife, Frances, she's a postmistress to Myrtle.
Yeah.
They used to sing with Myrtle.
Now they have, who is the man? Is it Johnny who leads the singing now?
Johnny Gaskell.
Johnny Gaskell. And he's been involved since the beginning also.
Yeah,
Right. He sings now with...
In a trio.
Yeah, I thought I heard a trio one time.
The men. And he sings with Paulette's husband. He died, her husband. Paulette died.
Oh.
Her sister sings. She used to sing the prettiest. Her sister sings by herself now. The songs Paulette used to sing.
Oh. What's her sister's name?
Susie.
Susie. Yes.
Susie Nelson.
Okay.
It's Paulette's sister.
Oh, okay.
And she sings by herself too.
I heard her, yes, when we were there. And now there's younger... has there always been such a young crowd that comes?
More young people than any other church on the island.
Yes.
Or anywhere I reckon.
Yes.
Big choir of them.
Yeah. Is that, do you think, through Manley Jr. that's happened?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's good.
Because he's young. They have young people meeting on Friday nights, and they go to Cape Lookout a lot of Saturdays and eat over there, carry stuff and have a meal and do and all like that. They have good times.
That's good. That's really good. Oh, goodness.
And they're friends with all the churches on the island. I go to all of them when they have revivals. I can't go in Wednesday nights and Sunday nights.
Mm-hmm.
But I go in the week, like the Grace Holiness Church has just had a revival closed out. I went last week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Went one night. That's the church Emily goes to in Riva.
Mm-hmm.
And Claude's sister goes there, Edna Earl.
Ah.
And I went one night, and now the Pentecostals, the Free Grace Church is going to have revival. I'll go there 1 or 2 nights. I don't go too much because I can't. Somebody's got to take me, and it's a job for them. I don't ask nobody, but Lorraine's here with me now.
Yeah.
And we can go.
Good.
And then the Pentecostal church will have revival. And we'll go to that.
Like next week, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Jerry Smith and Hazel.
They're the preachers for
Uh-huh.
that?
Yeah. I love them to be. I met them when I was in the Pentecostal church. And they've been to our church too.
Uh-huh.
In Myrtle Church, they call it. Anyway, they're good people. And the last revival he had on the island had the Pentecostal church, I believe it was last summer. I went one night, and they used to sing, "He's already done what he said he would do." And I asked him to sing it that night. Or I asked that somebody sitting ahead of me to get up and tell him.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. And they sang it the prettiest. Everybody enjoyed it the most. And I do too.
That's great.
So.
Could you tell me just how you knew you needed to go with Myrtle to her church? Did you have any conflict over that, or you
No,
just you knew?
I had enough confidence in her. She's the best person I ever met.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was a good woman,
Mm-hmm.
but Myrtle was the best.
Mm.
She was stricter.
Mm.
She had them 2 little boys, Tommy and Jean. The little boys would, on Sunday evening after they all come from church, the little boys would go outdoors and play ball and everything in the field like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she wouldn't let them play on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have to sit in the chair in the swing on Sunday and watch the race crowd play. Dying to get out little boys. She was strict like that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She's faithful.
Yes, sir.
Well, you've helped me so much understand what went on.
Mm-hmm.
You really have a good memory.
Yeah, I remember a whole lot of things back then.
That's really, if I had questions about other things that come up, I might come back.
Yeah,
and
okay,
see if you know.
okay.
Well,
And I got friends in all the churches. Some of the best friends I got was in the Mormon church.
Uh-huh. That's great.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm trying to think. Covered so much ground that I think I'm pretty caught up here. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you. Let me turn this off.